you need to quit. Yeah.
Okay. So, with the point of the temporary, I guess, situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot to think about. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to Actualize Talks. My name is Gloria Njuguna. Welcome, and here with us is Dr. C.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for the invitation.
You're so welcome.
Yes.
So for today, before we get started, I want you to hit that like button.
Yes.
Click on the subscribe button
Yes.
as well. We are on the road to 50K. And currently, I think we're at 17,000 and something
Correct.
subscribers. So
Yes.
welcome so much to our platform. We are so glad that you click that subscribe button, and definitely share and comment below, right?
Correct.
Yes.
That would be great. Go ahead and do that. By the way, we appreciate you.
Yes.
Appreciate we got a comment from Kenya. We got a comments from everywhere in the world. So
Yeah.
you want to say hi, no matter where you're from.
Yes.
Please let us a comment, and when you write your comment, please tell us where you're from. That'd be cool. That'd be
Yes.
cool. Yeah.
Awesome. So Dr. C,
Yes.
guess what?
Okay.
I quit.
I quit. Okay.
I quit
I quit.
is the title for today.
Okay. Okay. Always very interesting. Isn't
Yes.
that interesting?
Why not?
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to talk about quitting.
Ah.
That's the topic for today.
All right.
So, what are the reasons why someone would quit?
Why would someone quit? That is the question. It reminds me of just a side note. When I was back in Kenya,
Yeah.
they made us write these compositions, which are called like essays. And you'll get a line like that.
Yeah.
I quit. Now, tell me.
Now what?
You know. Okay. I
Yeah.
quit.
Yes.
They may be. First, I have to put in context. Where are we, right?
Yeah.
And I like to use positive context. So
Okay.
even when we talked about pressure, I used it positively.
Yes.
So I quit. I quit can be a proclamation for shifting towards a new direction.
Okay. Well, that's positive.
All right.
Okay.
So when you say I quit, it might be that you have finally come to a realization that the
Yeah.
place, the context, and the situation you have been subjecting yourself to is beneath your station,
Hey. It's beneath, yeah.
is beneath you.
Okay.
You know, when you say I quit, it sounds so negative, right? Because it's like, you think I give up.
Right.
And nobody wants to be told you quit, It sounds like you gave up, you are a loser, right? So because I know that's the connotation, let me shift it.
Okay.
In that, I quit bad habits.
Okay.
Like you can quit smoking,
Right.
you can quit drinking. I quit wrong associations.
Yes.
Like I quit being around people who drain my energy,
Correct.
people who don't add value to my life, right?
Yes.
So I'll say use the word quit in a positive place where you reach a place. See, we all created to function in our spheres, right? You have an area that you have influence
Yeah.
over. There's a place where you have giftings over, right? Now, when you subject yourself in a space, the reason why I say you subject yourself, because I quit brings the assumption,
Okay.
that you can leave anytime you want.
Okay.
It's different than I escape.
Right. That's two different things.
Two different things. So when you say I quit, it means you had previously subjected yourself to things that were in the negative. And what I can say today to this very interesting topic, and then you can build on that, is it helps you start to think, what do I need to start quitting?
Right. Okay. That's an interesting question.
Yeah. Maybe I need to quit sleeping in when I'm supposed to wake up early and work out.
Right.
Maybe I need to quit drinking sugary stuff and eating things that are ultra processed.
Right.
Maybe I need to quit going out with people who don't care about spending their money and they don't care about saving for the future. So what do I need to quit in my life in order to actualize the possibility of a grand future?
Okay.
And so when you think about, I want you to think about the future possibilities of you living an actualized life. And I want you to reflect back, or I want you to reflect to the now and ask yourself, what factors, what things do I have right now in my life that I need to say to, I quit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back to you.
So, when someone throws in the towel,
Okay.
they're like, okay, I quit on maybe this job, quit on this friendship. Will they be doing that out of fear or out of courage?
The challenge of that type of a question is this.
Okay.
There are certain questions that don't have an answer.
No, but we want an answer, Dr. C.
No.
We want an answer.
Yeah, I know people want an answer because here's the challenge, right?
Right.
Throwing in the towel is a completely different context, because the question is, when you say I'm throwing in the towel, do you mean you're trying to quit something that requires you to stay in? Or are you saying you're throwing in a towel because you have been trying to salvage a situation that is unsalvageable?
Number 2.
All right.
The second question.
Okay, second one. So when you're trying to salvage a thing that is unsalvageable, you have to give yourself the grace to walk away.
Okay.
Now, let me put it this way. I want you to think on the levels of importance what you're about to walk away from.
Okay.
Because I'm going to give you 3 or maybe 2. Let me see how I'll word it. Things.
Okay.
They are temporary inconveniences. They're temporary inconveniences that you may focus on too much, and while they're 20% of the discomfort, if you focus too much on the 21%, it will cheat you that it's the 80%.
Right.
I hope you got that. There are times where things, I've mixed 2 different things. Let me make them into 2.
Okay.
There are things that are temporary.
Right.
All right? You have to go through them. In other words, when I used to play sport, we used to have summer training.
Yeah.
And part of summer training is you go out and you're working out and you're in extreme heat. You are tired.
Yeah.
At one summer we were working out, we actually had ambulances coming in because of people falling off, right?
Right.
That would last for max maybe a month.
Okay.
It was a temporary painful situation, but there was going to be a future glorification.
Correct. With the championship.
There you go. So you don't want to quit on temporary things.
Okay.
The second one, I think I've lost that one.
No, you were talking about the 80 to 20.
There are things that are 80 to 20. You can be in a relationship, you're so focused on the 20% that ain't right, you confuse it with the 80% that is right. I think people have heard of that a lot.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
There are things, so there are contexts in life where maybe you need to take a step back and say, let me look at the scope of this thing I'm about to walk away from.
Sure.
Is my discomfort 20% versus 80%?
Okay.
So if you zone into the small, minute discomforts of life, you can walk away.
Okay.
However, and we have seen this in the media, we have seen this in situations.
Yeah.
If you walk into a situation that looked like 100% good, but you ended up realizing it's only 20% or less good, and that you are suffering at 80 to 90%, you need to quit.
Okay.
Yeah. There are people who walk in, everything is glamorous when they show up, it feels good, everybody's like, yeah. You walk behind, when the door is closed, you realize, oh, I just walked into a 90% negative situation. And now,
I need to go.
and the problem is you need to run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with the point of the temporary, I guess, situation, right?
Yeah.
I guess let me just word this question this way. Is quitting a temporary solution or a long-term fix? With now the two examples that you gave us, the 80 to 20 and the temporary.
Yeah, so in that context, you'll create a situation in which you're a serial quitter. You'll be a serial quitter.
Yeah.
You will be starting a relationship, you quit. You start a job, you quit. You'll become a serial quitter. So you don't want to become a serial quitter on your life. It means you need to go through some pain. You got to learn. Yeah. Some of us don't like pain. You know, the interesting thing I learned, I like to watch some shows. And one of the things I was saying, the reason why people, when they exercise, they have so much pain is your body and your lungs are trying to bring back our oxygen that you've depleted. When you put that, it's just a temporary pain until your body has enough oxygen, then you can relax, then you can understand it's okay to go through the pain.
Yeah.
Okay? So a lot of things we quit because of those short-term fears, short-term, we didn't get the solution quick enough.
Yeah.
So for me, what I would encourage people is get to know who you are.
Right.
Are you the person who quits because of short-term discomforts of life?
Okay.
And what happens if you become a serial quitter? Your life will be like a revolving door. You'll be unstable in all your ways. On the other hand, if you are the person who stays in a bad situation, you'll also end up having a major, let's say you'll have problems that will follow you the rest of your life. Because when you're in a bad situation for a long time, you will see every situation as that bad situation.
Okay.
And you will mirror all your decisions based on that negative situation.
Okay.
So for some people, you don't need to quit. Give yourself a little bit more time. And for some people, you need to be honest with yourself and say, I'm not going to advance in this job any further. These people are not willing to give me the opportunity to move on.
Right.
I'm not going to. So give yourself an opportunity, give yourself a chance in life to thrive and to actualize.
Okay.
And within that scope, what I would also say is there are things where you ask yourself, what is my purpose in life? When it is your purpose, you may have to endure longer than a person who it is not their purpose.
Okay.
So if it is your purpose, maybe to work to build a facility to help people in need in a particular way, it might be very hard. There are times you'll want to quit. But in that case, you are within your purpose and it is okay. Endure and get to finding results. Right?
Okay.
And a solution may be that if you are within your purpose, and this is not a negative context situation, that your problem is that you don't have help.
Okay.
You're doing more than you're supposed to be doing. And you don't actually have the knowledge of how to carry something out. So it is overwhelming.
And you end up burnt out.
And you end up burned out.
And that results to quitting.
And that results to quitting. Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Interesting question, though. This is a very interesting question. Let's give it up for Madam Glow because she comes up with some very interesting topics.
Okay, so someone has just quit on, let's say, a job because like how you said, you walk in, you find it's 90% negative.
All right.
And 10% of it is positive because you are there.
All right.
Now you leave.
Yeah.
So how do you now plan for what's next? Do you now, because you've quit something, you now plan for, like, how do you go about planning for what's next? Isn't that you're going to go in the same field? Are you going to go in the same environment? Like, how do you now plan for the next thing?
What I would say to that.
Okay.
This is a time and an opportunity to reflect.
So coming up with a plan.
Not yet.
Okay, so reflecting.
Not yet.
Sorry to rush you.
No problem. Right? Okay. A lot of people, they want to run. I'm going to give you 3 things.
Okay.
Rethink, replan, rebuild.
The 3 reels.
Rethink, replan, rebuild.
Okay.
Rethink. This is a good time where I like to go and open my Bible, be with God, meditate, write down things, just sit and be quiet. Because there's a time where you need reflection.
Correct.
Because what you have just done is you have just made a breakup. You've just broken up with something.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, we are emotional creatures.
It's true.
And so quitting a job can feel like a breakup. Like you got rejected or it just feels like it's an emotional breakup. It may not have been a relationship with a person, but you have broken up with something.
Yeah.
So there's an emotional aspect.
Okay.
So before you run into planning and rushing and saying, I'm not, it's good to take 2 seconds to ask yourself, what was my role in this dysfunction? Because most of us, we start at, you know what they did? It was their fault. I can't believe. So first the question is this. What was my role in the dysfunction?
Okay.
Could I have done anything differently?
Right.
And if I would, was there anything? So if I figured that that I did exhaust. So first, so that gives me an opportunity to grow.
Correct.
Because I can say, okay, I know the places where I went wrong.
Right.
All right. So taking ownership. Number 2, where did they go wrong?
Correct.
The reason why I say where did they go wrong, because instead of wasting your energy being mad at what they did to you, you can use that energy to learn from their mistakes so that you don't repeat what they do.
Okay.
This is why a lot of people who get angry at their parents because of something their parents did or were doing that was negative, there's a very high likelihood they're going to repeat it because they left out of anger and bitterness.
Okay.
They never sat down and said, why did my parents end up doing this? What situation led them to this situation?
Okay.
Is it something that they could have changed, or is this just a situation they were in?
Yeah.
That helps you be able to process, so you won't waste your energy being mad and carrying wounds.
Yeah.
You'll use the opportunity to say, I've reflected, I understand 1, 2, and 3 happened. They became this. This is why my boss behaves like this, because they actually don't have an idea of how their character is.
Okay.
This is why. So it helps you not only own up to where you made mistakes and to grow, it helps you learn from their mistakes,
Right.
right? Then you can start saying now, was this even something I was supposed to be doing?
In the first place.
In the first place.
Okay.
Right? When I reflect with God, did I feel the peace from the Holy Spirit to do this?
Yeah.
When I reflect from my life, when I look at my family
Right.
and my family values,
Right.
when I think about the hierarchy of needs, there is my relationship with God, then my relationship with my spouse, then my relationship with my kids.
Okay.
What are those priorities?
Yeah.
So if now that's what answers the question of, should I go back to that thing, or should I stay and go back to the same industry?
Okay.
So rethink,
Mm-hmm.
then replan once you know where you want to go.
Correct.
You cannot plan without having a vision.
Yeah.
And then you begin building step by step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that helped. I know it's a lot, but
No. You're good. You're
Okay.
good. That was really greatly answered. Let me say it
Okay.
that way.
All
Sorry, I'm thinking of a question at the same time.
sorry.
Trying to communicate. No, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. So before, I'm guessing this would be among the last questions.
Yeah.
So before somebody gets to that point of quitting,
Yeah.
have they actually tried to address the issue that caused them to quit?
Before they quit, have they addressed
Yeah.
the question of why they're quitting?
Or have they addressed like the issues?
Well, that's where the assumption is again, there's a lot of assumptions.
Right.
The assumption is I quit because I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't even have time to start to think why I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Right? That's why a lot of people are.
Yeah.
But there's the person who's really asking themselves, you know what, Dr. Casper, should I stay at this job? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I stay in this organization or
Right.
context? Should I stay in this city? Should I stay in this country?
Mm-hmm.
For that person, I will say you need to find solace in reflection. Number one,
Okay.
you need to sit down and look at the 80 and the 20.
Okay.
What is causing you to have these feelings, emotions? Is it that it's really 80% of everything is not working out?
Right.
Okay. Number two, can that context change if you put in effort? If you put in effort in that relationship, if you put in effort in that workplace, if you put in effort, can you actually change the context? Can you actually make things better?
Yeah. So that you don't have to quit.
So that you don't have to quit something that you've already committed to.
Correct.
Then, after that, you now need a third thing. You need your ego checked. And the only way you can get your ego checked is by two things. A mentor,
Yeah.
well, number one, the Spirit of God.
Correct.
And then a mentor or a coach.
Okay.
You need somebody who has, not somebody who is your friend, your buddy, who's just there, who's going to be like your pillow.
Yeah.
You need a person who can tell truth to your power.
Right.
Somebody who's not afraid of telling you what is. So that's why I said you need your ego checked, because
Okay.
a lot of us have ego issues. We cannot be told anything.
Yeah.
We are right no matter what. In fact, we came right. So that's the challenge. The challenge is you need somebody to sit you down,
Yeah.
somebody you're willing to submit to. Now that's the key word.
Right.
Are you willing to submit yourself to good counsel? If you're not willing to submit yourself to good counsel, then you can't completely know whether you're making a good decision or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Felt like I've just gone through a life coach moment. Okay. That's a lot to think about.
Process.
Process. Yeah. Okay, Dr. C. Okay, so I really like the part where you said for 80-20,
Okay.
looking at things from a above sight.
Like
like an eagle's eye.
There you go.
Looking from above, not looking from within.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting out of this whole thing before quitting, before saying I'm done, look at it from the above vision, like an eagle perspective. Then kind of do a pros and cons list. If before I quit, quitting now, pros of this, why I'm wanting to quit, and cons of why it's okay to quit, right?
Correct.
So thank you for explaining that more in depth and detail, because most people don't, before they make that decision to leave, most people just up and go. But before they do that, like I always love to kind of like pick your brain on processing how someone would be coming up to now that decision to quit.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for elaborating on that. Thank you so much for watching Actualize Talks.
Yes.
We really, really appreciate you staying till this very, very end. And for that, we are done for the moment. Thank you for watching. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. We promise we will respond to your comment. And Dr. C, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes.
And keep actualizing.
Yes.
From Africa to Eastern Europe to Western Europe to North America to South America.
Yes.
Always keep
actualizing.
Welcome to Actualize Talks, your destination for purpose discovery, setting vision goals, and fostering leadership growth.
I'm joined in studio by Dr. Casper.
Joining me now in the studio, we have Dr. Casper.